Knows Best.
Hi, friends, and welcome back to Brenna Knows Best. I'm your host, Brenna Berg. Hi, how are you guys? Happy Friday. I'm sitting here in my chair and my closet door is open, and that reminded me that I need to find my birth certificate. I messed up, I think. I have my DMV appointment on Monday at 9:40. I get back from Minneapolis Sunday night, which is fine, but that means today I need to make sure I'm set up. That way Monday I'm not like running around. I'm going to the DMV to get a new license with my new last name. And I was just going through, and I'm actually going to put the blame on somebody else. When I went to that Loverly event, if you all remember, they gave us some goodies. But they gave us, which this is honestly, if you have friends, I said this before, that just got married, this is such a good gift. They gave us a packet, basically me, and they called it a name change kit. And it was a folder, and it had step by step what you need to do to change your name. First, you need to do the social security card. Then you need to do the passport and the ID. And I'm feeling like they fucked up because it was like step one, get the marriage certificate, order, because we got married in Vegas. I had to go on after it was processed and order like the official document, because when you do all of this name change stuff, you need the marriage certificate. That way they know you legally got married and to change your name, right? Or else they wouldn't let you. I ordered the marriage licenses or certificates, whatever. Step two, go to the Social Security. You can also send in the Social Security card situation, but I chose to go in. You get the new Social Security card because you need to get the Social Security card. I had to wait for that to come in the mail. Then their step three was to send in your passport, to update your passport, which makes sense because I think the reason they put that as step four, and I'm not sure if Loverly made this themselves or they found it like on Etsy, right? I sent in my passport. Remember last week, I forgot to add the money order or a check and they sent it back to me. Did I tell you guys that? I sent in the passport. I was so overwhelmed and I don't know. I went and got my passport photo taken and then I went into UPS. I really just needed a stapler and then I had everything in my hand and the guy was like, "Are you good?" And I should have like double checked that everything was in there. I usually like triple check, and the money order totally slipped my mind. It's like $130. I sent it in and like literally that same day I'm like, "Oh my God, you didn't pay. Like it's not free." Right. I knew that. And then I checked and then I realized, and I did a little Google search and they were like, okay, they might send you just a piece of paper on somewhere online. You can go in and pay the fee. Nope. I got everything sent back to me. They said, "Bitch, we need the money." I then just repackaged that same exact envelope essentially and added the money order. I sent my passport. Now, I have the DMV appointment on Monday. You need your ID. You need your social security card. You need 2 proofs of address. And you need your passport or birth certificate. Why didn't I wait to send the passport to do the DMV? And if I would have just looked ahead, I would have known that. I think I should, though, have my birth certificate. Carter this morning was like, "Why would you have your birth certificate?" And I'm like, well, one, my family, like they just shooed me out of the house immediately. And number two, I feel like I've needed it in the past for something. And my mom was like, "Bitch, I don't need this anymore. Like you're not my dependent. Like there's no reason my mom would need my birth certificate." And therefore I think she gave it to me. I just need to find, it's probably somewhere in a folder. But I'm like, if I can't find that, I'm going to have to cancel the DMV appointment and just wait for my passport. But also, if my passport's already changed, is that going to be a problem? Because I think they need proof. I'm not really sure. I think it would be fine, right? I can just explain to them. Oh, you also need, obviously, the marriage license or certificate. Anywho, hi friends, welcome to the podcast. This morning, Carter wasn't up yet and it was like fresh on my brain that I needed to get it done. And therefore I came in here to see if there were papers, because we have like a little plastic thingy that Carter brought into my life where we keep passports, bills, like any documents that we think we might need in the future, but it wasn't in there, or I didn't look close enough. I need to do that today. Let's back up. This past weekend, we went to Wicked Butcher, which was delicious. You guys, it was actually so good, except, and honestly, looking back now, I don't know why we didn't say anything. Basically, they reached out to me on Instagram and were like, we would love to have you in. And therefore, I knew it was going to be like comped, right? But like, that's amazing. We go in, Wicked Butcher is downtown Dallas, and something about Dallas, and I'm not sure about other cities, downtown is so lame. It's just really all the businesses, and they're really trying to revive it. Like, we have this newer AT&T Discovery, like, I'm not sure if they're calling it a park. It's like a big green area. They have this huge screen. They're kind of building a lot more like little restaurants and things, but like people don't really live downtown. Of course, there are apartments. I'm sure some people that work downtown and like, I don't know, maybe they didn't know Dallas that well, because uptown is where you live. Uptown is the best. There's also businesses and like high rises and, you know, whatever in uptown, but like that has way more restaurants and bars, and it's just like nicer and like bougier, but like downtown's just like any downtown. Well, this restaurant's downtown. We go in, it's like pretty empty, and I'm like sad for them because the vibes are immaculate. Like, oh my gosh, they had these CB2 chairs that I literally just went to CB2 and looked at last week. Did I tell you how I had the car last week and Carter did not get done with work until 9:30? This man texted me at 9:30 p.m. Oh, I definitely spoke about that. I'm so sorry. Anywho, that night when I was waiting for him, I went to the furniture stores because they're kind of on the way. I explained this. I went into CB2. There are these big, they're called the Fitz chair. They're expensive, but they look incredible. And for this landing of our house upstairs, I'm like, if we got 2 of these swivel chairs, oh, chef's kiss. I go into CB2 and they had them and I sat in them and they weren't as comfy as I thought they were, or like were going to be. I walk into Wicked Butcher on Saturday. They have the CB2 chairs like in the waiting room. And then also, I didn't get to see the full restaurant, but like you walk in, it's like a kind of checkered or like a weird print floor, which was super cool. This hallway that kind of curves. And then we go to the right. There's like a dining room and a bar. Then we get taken into a different room. They also had a patio, but I don't think they had anybody out there. But then we're in the second room. Off to the right, I'm thinking it's almost like cigar vibes or cigar lounge vibes. They had the CB2 chairs in a different color. So this chair comes in velvet. It also comes in, what do you call that? Buckle, Boucle, you know, like the teddy material. It's like the, I don't know how else you would describe it. If you know, you know. They have it in, I think, cream and black, but then it comes in velvet in like an olive green, which I love, an orange, which is like fun and spunky, a rose color. Like, it's really cool. So in the seating area in the front, I think they were the green ones. And then in the cigar lounge area, they were like the orange ones. And I'm like, oh, I love this. It's just luxe and vibey. The whole like restaurant, but also these chairs. Well, then we go to the left and we're put in like this round booth. And I'm like, oh my gosh. We sit down and there is a menu ready for us. And when they messaged me on Instagram, they were like, we would love to do like a curated menu list, whatever. There are appetizers on this piece of paper. There are appetizers. Then there's like a drink. And then there's the main dishes. I think that would go next. Another drink. And then there's dessert and another drink. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, this guy comes over and he's like, okay, you're going to get everything on this list. Like, if there's anything that doesn't look good, we can maybe change it out. Like, that's totally fine. But like, take a look. We'll bring you stuff to start. Well, this wasn't even on the list. They brought out like a tiny, tiny little bite-sized, 2 of them, fried little ball. I'm forgetting what was inside of it, but it also had truffle and like the sauce. And this was like a fine dining experience. Like the plating, me and Carter have watched, what's the Gordon Ramsay show? Magic Chef? Secret Chef? Top Chef? Master Chef. I believe it's MasterChef. They do like a regular season. We also once, I think, maybe watched a kid season. No, they did do a kid season, but then they had the kids grown up and were like, you know how these types of shows do like throwback seasons? Anywho, MasterChef is a Gordon Ramsay show, and basically people come on the show and it's to find the top chef, and every week there's a competition and they look at obviously the taste, but it's like plating if you don't know anything about food. And Carter and I are like very intrigued by fine dining. Like oftentimes on YouTube we'll watch bloggers or vloggers on YouTube that like go to Michelin star restaurants or just different countries and eat. Like that's a common type of video that we like to watch. And that's not true. I've been to some really nice restaurants. Park City, we went to Fletcher's when we did our road trip. That was phenomenal. And the vibes in there were just articulate. I'm trying to think. Mr. Chow's in New York City. Ari, nanny boy, took me there when I took him for that bar mitzvah when it was just the two of us. Amazing. The nanny fam, of course, has taken me to nice restaurants in Dallas, but there are like tiers, there are levels. But I would say like the Wicked Butcher, it has a beef Wellington, which is like so random if you don't know what a beef Wellington is. And the only reason I know what it is from these food shows, MasterChef, because Gordon Ramsay is known for his beef Wellington. It's some cut of beef and then it's like surrounded in like a flaky breading, and oh my gosh, this was the first time I've ever had one. I loved it. Phenomenal. Okay, let me back it up. They bring out a drink, they bring out that first little bite. Then for appetizers, we got, actually, let me pull up because I have photos of everything. I put one of the photos in the photo dump, of course. They had not ceviche, carpaccio. Carpaccio, is that what it's called? Like I've had that before, like the really thin cut meat. Why didn't I take a photo of the menu, you dumb bitch? I'm an idiot. We got that, and then a salmon tartare with these like really flaky, crispy. It was just really cool. Like I would say this is one of the finer dining experiences I've had. And then they brought us out a mocktail. Nope, it was not a mocktail. I meant to say a margarita. I asked him at the very beginning if they do mocktails, and he was like, no, not really. Like for a margarita, it would just be like lime. And I'm like, no, totally, get me the drink. Because I obviously don't drink, but I didn't want to be rude and be like, oh, just bring one, right? Because like they're trying to provide an experience, but I felt like because I asked for a mocktail, he knew that like obviously I'm just not a drinker or whatever. Maybe I should have. I definitely wasted the alcohol. I tried sips of each, but like I just don't like it. I just literally don't even like it. However, we each got a margarita. We eat those apps. Then for the main course, we got the beef Wellington. They did a sea bass with like it wasn't risotto. Oh, we did also have a risotto with something. When was that? I think that was in the little bite. The little ball with the breading we had was risotto inside of it. It was phenomenal. It was literally like, you know, when you're first tasting food, like me and Carter looked at each other and we're like, oh my God, this is going to be phenomenal. Anywho, then the main course, the beef Wellington, the sea bass, and then it was creamed spinach and then sweet corn, which was, like creamed corn. Delish. Then the dessert. Oh, and before the margarita, or no, after the margarita, they brought like a cucumber lime sort of cocktail. Again, I took a few drinks. I just like don't like drinking. I just also don't like alcohol. It's disgusting. Then dessert. They do a chocolate souffle. And if you don't know what a souffle is, it's egg, but you can do it in a dessert form, or you can do it in like an egg, ham, and cheese. Do you remember my second date with Cutie Carter was at Rise in Dallas, which is strictly a souffle place. I'm sorry about me jumbling all of my words, but I cannot be bothered to go back and edit this. Anywho, Look up souffle. Actually, let me look up souffle because I'm trying to teach everybody things. Souffle, it's a dish. A souffle is a light, airy, baked egg dish originating in France, hi Maydog, our French queen, that can be served as a savory main course or a sweet dessert. It is made from a flavored base, typically a white sauce or pastry cream, enriched with egg yolks and lightened by gently folded beaten egg whites. The air trapped in the egg whites expands during baking, causing the souffle to rise, but it deflates quickly after being removed from the oven. It's just like a really light, airy, I don't really know how to describe it. It's delicious. And if you've ever had egg whites, like, yeah, eggs have a flavor, but when it's baked this way, like really, and here's the problem. We think without a shadow of a doubt that something was wrong with our chocolate souffle. It literally wasn't sweet. It's like as if they forgot the sugar or the chocolate. It was just really salty, or they like over salted it. I don't know. It just like was not sweet, but like it was so warm in our mouths. Like we were really excited for it. And I think they're known for it. Carter took a bite of that first, and then they also brought a banana pudding. And I didn't think I was going to like banana pudding. I love bananas. I hate fruit desserts. I don't like fruit flavored things typically. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know what's wrong with me, but it was like honestly really light banana flavoring. Like I barely even tasted it. It was just like a light vanilla bean. Like I ate the whole thing, but I took a bite of that first, and then Carter took a bite of the chocolate souffle, and I was like, how good is it? And he kind of looked at me and he was like eating it. He was like, and I'm like, what? So then I took a bite and I'm eating it. I'm like, oh, I'm like, is this how it's supposed to be or no? And we kind of just like sat there and we both took another bite and we're like, something's wrong with this. But like also, this is a complimentary dinner, and like I just have a hard time speaking up even when I pay for something. I'm like, oh, maybe that's just how it's supposed to be. Like I don't want to be the person that's like, this is wrong, right? But like now, especially since I've had days to like mull it over, I'm like, something was certainly wrong, because the guy came to our table and I cleared the banana pudding, but like the chocolate souffle was left, and he was like, oh, you guys liked, and he had not hyped it up, but he was like, the chocolate souffle. Like, I think they're kind of known for it, but I'm like, oh, that's really bad if you're like known for that. And like, this is it. I don't know. It definitely was wrong. And we should have said something. But again, like we're getting all of this for free. Like, I don't want to make a stink. And Carter kind of felt the same way. And then with the dessert, we also got an espresso martini. Again, I took a sip and it was good for an espresso martini. I'll give them that. I love coffee. However, I just hate the alcohol. Anywho, that was our dinner. It was nice. We took the photos. Obviously, the photo from the photo dump was outside of Wicked Butcher. Carter took those photos. And unfortunately, Carter made a mistake that we cleared up. We were literally getting out of the Uber, and Carter got an email. He was working all day, of course. He got an email and he was taking my photo. It literally took like 2 seconds. We did like one angle, and then another angle, and I'm like, whatever. I don't even look at them. I did not look at the photos until we got home. I'm like, good enough. I just like hate people looking at me. I'm like, as long as they're candid and like I have a cute outfit, like something will work. I don't really care. Well, he was taking my photo. We did the little thing. I kind of just like walked towards him and I'm like, okay, babe. But like something was going on with him. I'm like, do I look so ugly? Like I thought that he just hated taking the photos. Like he looked kind of pained. I'm like, I'm sorry, like, do you hate taking my photo? He's like, no. He's like, work. And I'm like, oh. So we walk in, and like when Carter is stressed or when something with work pops up, he spirals. He like goes to a different place. And I'm like, no, like, babe, this is date night. And I get it, because like work is a priority. Like if you have something to do, I get it. But like he was working all day. He's been so stressed. I'm like, oh, is like, do you need to get something done? He's like, no, it's fine. But it just immediately like washed over him. You know, like if you got a project from work and it's Saturday night and I don't know, like the guy was asking for a certain link or something that was like super simple, and like the guy kind of needed it then, but like it's also Saturday night at 6:30. Like what the fuck, right? And he'd been working all day long. But like obviously Carter wants to do good work, and we sat down and I'm like, babe, like not like mad at him, but I'm like, next time, like, let's just throw on the do not disturb. Like, there's nothing you can do anyways. Like, nothing's gonna happen. I know that's not super realistic because like if there is something he could do from his phone, and I told him like if it's beneficial to like bring your laptop, like I can get a tote bag and like bring it just in case you need to do work. And he's like, no, like I'll be better about it. But it kind of washed over him. But then we got there and we ate and it got better. And we talked about, well, I brought up children. Oh my gosh. And like, I don't want children right now. I actually, if I had it up to me and my body, and like, if I wasn't thinking about like the timeline of it all, I wouldn't want kids for 5 more years. Like, let's be so fucking for real. Like, at all. However, we do need to be realistic about our age. And we are going to be 29 next year. And we talk about children. However, it got brought up this past week because my friend, oh my gosh, Chelsea is about to give birth soon. Oh my gosh, I need to text her. And she's 30, which is great and fine and dandy. But we also think about like, I feel 22, right? It's like one thing to be like, oh yeah, we'll have kids one day. Like how I just said, like, 5 years from now would be the perfect time. Bitch, you're 28 years old, which like, of course, modern medicine, you can have kids later. Anywho, I wanted to bring it to his attention because we had this like moment where it got brought up this week and he was like, oh, not right now, you know? And I'm like, okay, but like realistically, if we got pregnant this time next year, we'll be giving birth, not we, Al, at 30, right? And then you want 3 kids. Carter wants 3 kids. You want to wait a little bit. That puts us at 31, 32. And then that's like even pushing it. Like that's a pretty tight back to back, right? And I was just like, just to bring this to your attention, or we could decide right now, we could make a pinky promise, 2 kids. And then we have time because we could do, again, next year a 30, right? We could even do a beginning of 2027, have the kid late 30s, right? We'll still be 30 that year. And then, but, also, hello, what if I get off birth control and we don't get pregnant right away, which is everybody's reality? And I was explaining that to him because he doesn't know these things. Like he doesn't think about those types of things. And I'm like, I don't have any reason currently to think that we'll have a problem. But if we do, and let's say we push it off until we're 30 and then we don't get pregnant right away, then we're 31. And then again, like I was just trying to like have a realistic conversation that was like lighthearted, but just like, hey, just so you know, like we don't just get to decide that like the second we want to be pregnant, we get pregnant and so on and so forth. But anyways, I just wanted to like bring that up at a dinner because it also is exciting. Obviously, we talk about having kids and so on and so forth. And Carter, I told you guys, has been thinking about like his exit plan and how he's going to get out of being an attorney and so on and so forth. But anyways, it was amazing. We go home, we go to bed. I wake up at like 6 a.m. I go downstairs and I told you that I've been thinking about the new iPhone. And I'm like, okay, bitch, because the day before, again, because every day of my goddamn life for like the past few months, I get a storage full and then I have to delete a bunch of shit. And actually, I was just thinking about how much my life is better already from getting this new iPhone. Like, for example, I use my Google Drive to do things, but I didn't have it downloaded on my phone because I couldn't because it took up too much fucking storage. I got to download it now onto my new phone. I have 2 terabytes of storage, which is like more than anybody could dream. But I also do content. So like I have a lot of videos. I have a lot of editing. Like that is something that I need. Maybe don't need, but I was doing the research on the morning of Sunday and the only phone that was in storage anywhere was like the navy blue. And I'm like, oh, I hate it. It's just like, I don't like blue really that much. I think it's a boy color. They have the bright orange and the silver. I would take either. I naturally, gut instinct, love the silver, but would settle with the orange, right? Like it's fun, but the blue, I'm just like, there's a reason it's the only one that's left available. No offense. I did a lot of research because I also wasn't sure up until this point, like, do I get the iPhone 17 or the Pro or the Pro Max? And it's like, what's the cost and this and that? I finally decided we'll just go in because it came down to the Pro and the Pro Max. But I'm like, I don't really have that big of hands. I need to go and feel it before I like decide, because what I was going to do is order online for pickup because I just didn't want to have to deal with the Apple store. Well, I saw that the mall Apple, or the Apple in the mall, opened at 11. And I'm like, okay, amazing. I'll wake Carter up, or he'll wake up, and then I'll ask him to come with if he can. I'm not sure if he's working. He wakes up and he's like, yeah, let's go get it. And he's been the biggest advocate. Like the second that the iPhone dropped, he's like, babe, you should get it. Like for your work, you're having storage issues. Like I still had the 12. And this is another thing. If you're thinking about getting the iPhone, and if you're a tech person and you have the means and the money, do whatever the fuck you want. If you have the 16 and you want it and you have the means and you're a tech person, get the 17. I don't give a shit. But if you're a person who doesn't, and like it is hefty, you know, the price tag, and you have the 16, like I don't think it would be that different. I don't think phone to phone to phone, like 16 to 17, 17 to 18, I don't think they're really that different. But I had the 12. Like this is 5-6 years ago. The quality, the camera is insane. It's quite literally insane. Well, I don't know if you know this either. The back of my iPhone 12 was completely shattered, and it's been that way for like 3 years. Every time I switch out my phone case, like shards of the thing come out. I'm like, oh my gosh, they didn't give me any money. You can sometimes trade in the iPhone. They're like, yeah, this is beyond. And I'm like, no, I understand. But it still like worked, obviously. Well, we go to the mall and the Apple store is open, but most stores don't open until noon on Sundays. We walk in, we get the kindest, most precious man ever, and he helps us and he answers all the questions. And they had a silver, but all they had was the 2 terabytes. Like I didn't need that. I could have gone with the other sizes, but I'm like, here's the thing. And they both tried to convince me on the navy. Well, actually, Carter, of course, naturally, the 2 terabytes from like the one is like, I don't know, $300 more. And he was like, what's $300? Like you're already spending how much? Like just get the extra, like you'll use it. You need the storage. And I'm like, okay, well, Carter doesn't need convincing ever to like spend more money. But both of them were like, I like the blue. I'm like, yeah, you're both boys. And I'm like, I feel like it will really bother me, will really bother me, because all of the phone cases show the top part. Like it doesn't cover the phone in totality. So you do see it. And I'm like, in my mirror selfies, which is so stupid, but I'm also gonna hopefully have this phone for 5 years. Like I had my last phone for 5 years. I hope I have this for a while. And I'm like, I would really like to enjoy the color. And like, it does kind of make a difference. I don't know. And the only reason I was deciding between one or the other is because I could have gotten the navy in a cheaper price because it had less storage. But I'm like, more storage will be good. Like if I continue to do content creation, which I imagine I will do for the next at least 5 years, it'll be nice to have the 2 terabytes anyway. So I got the silver and the quality is insane. The screen is big. Other than that, of course, like the apps are the same. I'm trying to think like it's really not that different except for the camera, which is huge, especially when I film. Those are my thoughts on the iPhone. Let me pull up my notes app. After that, Carter was like, well, why don't we just eat here? There's a food court. We go upstairs. He was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to fuck up Panda Express. His like favorite gritty, not good for you food is Panda Express. He loves it. And there's one at the food court. They didn't open till noon, but some of the others were open. So I'm like, I don't want Panda Express. I was like, I'll get Chipotle. It was open, but I'm like, I don't want to eat without you. Well, like we literally went into the Apple store and got out at like 11:15. So we get upstairs to the food court. It's like 11:20, 25. We have 30 minutes to kill, but like the stores weren't open. There were a few. We walk over to Nike, not open yet. Zara, not open. Nordstrom was, but it was around the corner. Carter's like, no, it was like not enough time. We go to La La Land. We get coffee. I then go to Chipotle, get in line. And then Carter gets in line. I finish my food before him. We go outside. He finishes his. And then we get home. And that was our Sunday. Carter worked for the rest of the day. And I just sat around. That was that. Let's move on. Oh my gosh, how have we not spoken about the dentist yet? Y'all, I'm feeling like bamboozled. I'm feeling like unsure about dentistry as a whole. I'm very confused and I want to get into this. I have not been to a dentist in a long time. Okay. Since I've known Carter, so at least 2.5 years, because obviously I was on my own health insurance and like these things happen. I don't want any judgment here, but I'm down to make a change and I want to take care of my teeth, and you need to take care of your teeth. But I do feel like the 20s is a weird transition. Like you're no longer a kid. You know, mom used to set up the dentist appointment. Then every time I would go home from college, I would do my dentist appointment. And then you grow up and you're on your own and I think the first few years I was in Dallas, I would try and do the dentist when I would go home still. And then all of a sudden you're on your own insurance and dental is different from medical. It's like a whole thing. And honestly, it's such a shame. Like, I guess maybe people that have parents who are competent and like they're close with can help them through these types of things. But like, why is there not a class? Like, we go to university, we go to college, and we take all of these stupid fucking courses. Like, why is there not a life course? Like, help with these types of things. I digress. I like can't even go there. I found a dentist in our network, and obviously the reason I wanted to find a dentist is number one, to find a dentist, that way I can set up regular cleanings, but number two, that way I can get my wisdom teeth removed. And I wanted to do that ASAP. And I this week was like, okay, my health insurance has my new last name. And actually, God bless my mother, what prompted this, my mom works for Aetna, which is health insurance, medical claims. Obviously, they're a health insurance, right? Is it a health insurance themselves? Yes. My mom is like a claims adjuster. Basically, like she gets sent claims and approves them, or like, I don't really understand what she does, but like that's what she's done my whole entire life. And she still does that. I spoke to her on the phone last week and I was explaining that like I need to go in, I need to see a dermatologist and just like do that check because I've never done like a skin check. I need to do the wisdom teeth, so I need to see a dentist. And I'm like, but I'm in this in-between period because I haven't gotten my new ID and like I don't know if that'll cause issues, right? And she's like, no. She's like, I deal with that all the time where like a woman has a different last name and they just need like the documentation, whatever. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Thanks, mom. Like, thank you. I reach out to this dental place. They look great. They have great reviews. It's walking distance. I speak to them and they get me in immediately. They're like, actually, we just had a cancellation for tomorrow at 3:30. This was what, Tuesday? And I'm like, amazing. I set up the appointment and I explained the insurance thing and they're like, oh yeah, no problem. They're like, as long as the new health insurance like has your last name, like that's fine because that'll be updated by the time, it goes through. And I'm like, oh great, perf. I go in and let me just say, this place, love the people, love the atmosphere, had a wonderful time. Now let's move on to my cons. And I think I didn't have expectations or realistic expectations, or I had no idea what this was. I went online and filled out a form. They called and I explained like, yep, they were like, are there any concerns? And I'm like, well, my wisdom teeth. But other than that, like, I just want to get in for routine. Like we just got on, the new health insurance and like, we just moved to the area, blah, blah, blah. Right. So like, I'm thinking I'm going to a cleaning because like, that's the only dentist appointments I've ever had. Well, no, that's not what this was. Apparently this was just a consultation, and I'm gathering that I think this is how all dentists operate. Like, I don't think after 3 years you can just go into a new place and get a cleaning. Maybe you can. And this is where I'm confused because I'm like, what the fuck is going on and why don't I know this? I go in and I was expecting to have like a teeth cleaning, like a dentist appointment, like the ones I had when I was a child. It does make sense why they would want to do like a consultation and like look at your teeth, right? But like, how long does that take? And like, you can still clean them. Anywho, I fill out the paperwork. They call me back. This guy, he's incredible. We literally used to be neighbors. We both lived in the West Village. He's kind. He's, him and his partner are moving to this area. Like, we have so much in common. He's amazing. He's scanning my teeth. He's taking the x-rays. We're chit-chatting, blah, blah, blah. And like, enough time goes by where I'm like, okay, well, holy shit, it's already been like 30 or 40 minutes. At first we did x-rays, which is like normal. And especially for the wisdom teeth. And that's what he explained, like to see how they're placed, so on and so forth. Then we do the scanner and basically it does like a 3D rendering of my teeth. Like it literally takes a photo and like puts it on the screen, like a complete thing which actually, I think before that with the x-rays, he was able to show like your teeth are great. He's like, there's these spots that have like plaque or whatever that we can go in and clean, whatever. But like overall, not bad. Like no like cavities, no like real big signs of like problem, like great. Then he does like the scan of my teeth and puts up like the rendering of my teeth. And he asked me as he's in my mouth, like, you have great like teeth. Did you have braces? And I'm like, no. And I couldn't speak because he's in my mouth. And he's like, Invisalign? And I'm like, yeah. But then as he got out of my mouth, I'm like, no, but it was like Smile Direct Club. And he like looked at me, and I understand Smile Direct Club, like they're in a big lawsuit right now. And I think they shut down, and I think they went bankrupt. And even at the time that I did Smile Direct Club, like I knew people had issues with it because you're not seeing a doctor. Like the big difference is with Invisalign, you do Invisalign through your dentist, and you do like 6 to 8 week 6 to 8 week checkups. That way, when they give you the new trays, they can see that everything's moving as it should. And if they need to adjust or blah, 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 they can, right? Whereas Smile Direct Club, like they just do the one, take of your teeth. They also do the rendering. I went into a Smile Direct Club location. They do the 3D scan, and then they give you, mine was a 4-month plan. They give you it. So they're not checking and like, it should just work and like it's hands off and then that's it. You're good to go. You order your retainer, which I understand why that's bad. But the Smile Direct Club was like barely $2,000, where Invisalign, number one, I had to like meet with the dentist, which those things cost. And then it's like $8,000. And I did this in 2020 when I was 22 years old, right? Because I got the Invisalign or the Smile Direct Club like right as COVID hit. I was 22, but like my front tooth, the top one of my big front teeth was like on top of the other one. And then the bottom teeth were crowded. Like really, I was just doing it for the aesthetics. Like I just wanted them to be straight, right? Anywho, I did it and it was phenomenal. Like I loved it and it was great and I had no issues. I go to this dentist appointment and they're like, he's like, I understand. And he's like, nope, I totally get it, blah, 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 blah. And like, he wasn't like reprimanding me at all, which thank God, because I feel like some people would be like, oh, they're in this lawsuit, which I get it. You guys are actual dentists. Like I understand, right? Again, I was a broke 22-year-old that just like wanted to fix my teeth. He's like, okay, here's the problem. So on one side of my teeth, right, they line up perfectly. Like the top and the bottoms should line up in a certain way. He's like, this side, perfect. He's like, this other side, not good. Like they don't line up good. Something's wrong with my bite, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, is this like major? Like, what is this doing to my overall health? It's not like affecting my health, is it? It's just like my smile isn't quote unquote perfect. And like, I don't give a shit, to be honest. Nobody notices. Like I didn't even notice. I felt, and he was fine. He was just explaining everything. And like, y'all, I think an hour had gone by this point. And he's like, okay, the dentist will come in. He leaves. I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, this is great. And again, I'm having a great time. He's kind, but like, I'm like coming to terms with the fact that I haven't had my teeth cleaned. I'm like, okay, so my teeth aren't getting cleaned. Which like, I get it. Maybe that's my bad. And apparently this is how most places do it. You go in for like an appointment first, blah, 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 blah. Like I'm getting it. Okay. But I'm like, I don't know. I was just like, okay, what's happening? Then the doctor comes in and I understand why they do it because they're in your mouth, but both of them wore face masks the whole entire time. And I like hate not being able to see somebody's mouth. Like when you can only see somebody's eyes, you don't see their expression. Like that's just like a random side note. And I get it. They probably have a reason that they do it, but like neither of them, like if I saw them out on the street today, I would have no idea. But like I spent a lot of time with them and they were both so kind. Everybody at this office was so kind. The doctor comes in. We briefly touch on the wisdom teeth. She's like, that should be super easy. She's like, they're all, in straight. So like it would be an easy removal. She's like, I don't think you need sedation, to be honest. They won't like drill or anything. These are pretty like cut and dry, like straightforward removals. And I'm like, again, like, I don't really know what that means, but okay, blah, 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 whatever. And she's like, we'll get you the quote sheet for that. We have this doctor that comes in or the surgeon twice a month. We can get you scheduled, so on and so forth. Then she's like, okay, so I heard about the Smile Direct Club. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, not to like whatever, but they don't use a dentist. You need to use it. And I'm like, yeah, totally makes sense. She's like, they're in a lawsuit. I'm like, yep, got it. And she's going over my teeth with me. And she's like, this is a big problem. Like your bite, and it's just going to get worse. And I'm like, what do you mean though? Like, no, it's not. It's like not that big of a deal. I understand you're a dentist and like you want everybody's teeth. But here's the other issue. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say this. On their website, this dental place it says general dentistry, right? Like you can go in there for cleanings, but they do have a big emphasis on cosmetic. Okay. So they do cleanings. Like obviously it's a dental place, but she specializes also in cosmetics, veneers, bonding, the straightening. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is where I went wrong. But like they have this website and they have this page on there that's like new patient, like $99 for like cleaning and x-rays and like blah, 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 blah. Like there's very much like they do just like regular dentistry. But I'm like, oh, are you going to try and like pressure me to do this? Right? Like, yeah. And she said it, and both of them said it. They were like, your teeth are really great. And they were like, from just like a general point of view, like you have a beautiful smile. Like your teeth are straight, the tops, like whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like this one side, and they showed me, like they're not wrong, but I'm like, is this life or death? I'm like, why am I being sold on Invisalign? Like, I get it. Like, sure. But also, again, imagine where I'm at. I'm like, why are my teeth not being like, I just came here to start going to a regular dentist. Like, she hasn't even spoken about the cleaning of my teeth, and she leaves. And like, she's great. Again, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, what the fuck? So the hygienist was like, we'll get you in. He's like, I think it'd be good to start with like a deep cleaning because it's been 3 years and you have these like problem areas. That way we can like clear that out, and then we can do the regular appointments, cleanings. I'm like, perfect, right? So I'm like, okay, sure. Like that makes sense. The deep cleaning, and then because it's been so long, right? And then the checkups, the like, biannual or annual, whatever is recommended. Got it. Cool. Perf. Well, then he leaves and he's like, okay, we're going to have the girl come in who like goes over the pricing of all of this, like the Invisalign and the wisdom teeth. And I'm like, I don't give a shit about the Invisalign, to be honest. I didn't say that obviously, but I'm like, perfect. Of course, I'm like a nice, perfect patient. I'm like, yes, amazing. Of course, they like ask what I do. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, you do social media, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, honestly, I need to stop telling people that, because like they were talking about like doing, content for them. And I'm like, no, you guys are like ugh. Anywho. That's my fault. Well, then another lady comes in, a girl, and she goes over the pricing. I'm like, this is all so weird. Like, again, the only thing I have this to base off of is like going to the dentist as a kid in college when like my mom takes care of it and like the insurance, and that's it. So like I was never exposed to this, but I'm like, this is all so fucking weird. So she goes over the first sheet, the Invisalign, $8,000. I'm like, what? To like fix this side? Because apparently my bite, like the doctor said it could get like worse, but I'm like, maybe one day, but not right now. That's not why I'm here. And also the dentist like emphasized they do like a complimentary whitening with this. And then also she wanted to do like bonding or something. I don't even know what that is. But she's like, they think that I grind my teeth in my sleep, which maybe I do. I've never known myself to do that. And also I wear retainers. So could that happen? I don't really know. But apparently like my, the teeth that should be like fangs, like those are kind of flattened. And there's parts where like my teeth are just like a tiny bit, nothing that anybody would notice. I don't even notice. Okay. But she said that she would do that as well. And I'm like, I know you're trying to like, that's so kind. And of course I said, oh my gosh, great. Thank you. I'm not doing the fucking Invisalign. Anywho, she goes over that. It's like $8,000. I'm like, got it. Then she goes over, she's like, okay, this deep cleaning. She's like my insurance. And the guy explained this, that they can only do, it depends on what kind of insurance you have. Sometimes you can do it all at once. But our insurance, and he's like, this often happens where you can only do one side and then you have to come in for the other. So she was like, okay, insurance covers this much, and then you pay like $185 for one half, and then you come back, and then the other half was like $155. And I'm like, number one, why are they different prices? I digress. But number two, like I'm paying $400, which again, if I need the deep cleaning, I need the deep cleaning, but I'm just like, okay, whatever. That to me was like, I didn't really notice that at the time. We'll get into that. Then she switched. Oh, and then this is where I got even more confused. She's like, and then with like this deep cleaning, and because of like the gum disease or the periodontitis or like whatever, something that the first dental words that are like really being spoken to me, she's like, we recommend a 3-month appointment, a 3-month cleaning. Every 3 months come in, because this type of like gum disease comes back every 90 days or can. And she's like, so typically insurances only cover 2 visits a year, so you'd have to pay every other. I'm like, again, number one, I don't know. Do most people go every 3 months? That also was like, whoa, I didn't expect to come here every fucking 90 days. But number two, like, now I'm starting to be like, are you guys just trying to like steal my money? Like, are you telling me to come every 3 months because my insurance only covers like the 2, so then I'll pay the other? I'm just like, now, like, what? Then she goes to the next sheet and she's like, okay, this is the wisdom teeth. She's like, all in, your insurance covers this. You would pay, it's like $3,500 or $3,800. And I'm like, okay, which this, I had no idea what to expect. I'm like, okay, like, again, I'll go home, do research, get other quotes, like go to other places, because I'm also like, I didn't anticipate it would be that much. And she's also like, with IV sedation, that's an extra $1,500, which I know most people do. And I still wasn't sure, even though the dentist said I wouldn't need to be sedated. I'm like, would I want to be? Again, something that I just need to research. But I go home and I text Carter and I'm like, I didn't even get my teeth cleaned. And he's like, what? And I'm like, oh, I have no idea what just happened. I was like, I need to like come to terms with whatever the fuck that just was. So, and I'm not trying to be a skeptic, and like, I really want to listen to like dentists and doctors, but I would never think that, because here's the other thing. You go to the doctor, like your general primary care, right? You go to them with a thing. You want help with this or something's wrong. They're not trying to upsell you. I mean, the medical industry is obviously a fucking scam, right? It's a billions, $trillion industry, but like the doctors themselves, it's not like they're like, oh, buy this vitamin, right? Whereas the dentist, they are doing that. Like with the Invisalign, I'm like, I feel like they were just trying to sell me. And then that just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way for everything else. Okay, right? I go home. I'm like sitting on it. The next morning I wake up and I'm like, okay, let me just like do some research. I'm like not sure. Oh, and I got set up for a deep cleaning the very next day. The guy's like, oh, I have an opening tomorrow if you want to come in for the first half, and then we book something for the 14th. Well, I woke up that morning and I canceled. I'm like, okay, I just like want to do research. I'm like not feeling great about this. I'm like confused. I'm like, is this where I want to go to the dentist? Like, I don't know. So I called them and I was like, okay, canceling, like, let's just keep the 14th and then we can book the other half, whatever. And then I look up from this sheet, number one, what the deep cleaning is. And basically this deep cleaning is for like people who have gum disease. And I'm like, and if I do, that's fine. But like, why didn't they say that? Like that wasn't really explicitly said. And it's like common to have gum disease, and there's like mild and moderate. And basically what this was on the sheet, it was called like scaling and planning or something, perio-scaling and quad planning. And basically it's like a deep cleaning, but I think they also almost like go into the gum, like they really clear out. And like, again, I cannot stress this enough. I haven't been to the dentist in 3 years. So like if there's like things, like I get it, like that's on me and I want to take care of my teeth, but I'm like, why wasn't I told? Like, I'm so confused. Then I do more research on this and like people doing this deep cleaning, and like they numb you. They like, but with like a needle. And I'm like, that to me seems serious, because like I've never even so much as, I think I had a cavity, but like I don't think that was in my adult-ish years. They numbed me, but I don't think it was with a needle. Maybe it was. But I'm like, again, that's what I was going to go in today and do. Were they going to like shoot me up with this number? Like, I'm just, what? And again, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fucking annoying. But like, if that's what I need, that's what I need. But I felt like it just, we really touched on the Invisalign and the wisdom teeth. And then this was just like, oh yeah, deep cleaning. But like, I don't even know what this is. And apparently I have gum disease. Like, why wasn't I told that? Right? I'm just confused. I'm just fucking confused. Then I'm like researching wisdom teeth as well. And then also I'm like trying to look up other dentists. I'm like, let me just see, because I think the consults are free or like the insurance covers it. I don't really know. I'm like, let me just see if it's like the same. So I pull up some that are like close by and I go onto this one. I'm like, oh, this looks great. Great reviews, blah, 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 close by. And they have a spot to book. Okay. And it says new patient, and it's like the same, but this one was more straightforward. This one actually said on the website, consult, free Invisalign fucking consultation. It was like scanner, like the exact same thing. So I'm like, is this just how dentists operate? Which, don't get me wrong, I understand why they need to know obviously a baseline of where my teeth are at, but like the whole Invisalign shtick. And then I spoke to Carter and he's like, no, my very last, he said when he was in college, his mom, which he said his mom got some sort of like teeth care club and he was going every 3 months. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good to know. Cause like that didn't seem normal to me. Like I wasn't sure if it was normal or if it wasn't. He's like, I don't know if it's quote unquote normal, but like, yeah, it's a thing. Then, because when you're a kid, you go once a year or twice a year, right? Like that's pretty standard. Then he also said that, oh, at his very last one, he was like, I remember the last time I went to the dentist, they tried to do the Invisalign thing to me. And I'm like, I get it as a company, like the dentist, it's an extra way for them to make money. I get it. And they're not wrong. They're not lying to you. Our teeth aren't perfect, but it's also like, is it a necessity? Right? Like, is it hurting my health? No, as long as my teeth are in good health, like the alignment of them is not affecting, unless I'm wrong. But I'm like, then because I saw on this other website that they do the same exact thing, I'm like, okay, so is this dentist not that bad? Like now I'm second guessing like if I should just go to the dentist that I picked, but I'm like, I'm so confused. So let's all put a pin in the dentist. I might, when I have the car on Monday, go check this other place, like do the initial appointment and just see if the vibes are the same and like what the quotes are there. And like if they dive into my apparent or possible gum disease, I don't know. I don't freaking know. We'll go on with that. Let's move on. Okay, things that I'm hyperfixating on. You guys, the Gap sweatsuits. They are to die for. And I get it. I sound like a salesperson. I get it. I'm not shutting the fuck up about them. I'm obsessed. I need to do laundry today so I can wear the red one to the airport. I'm like so excited to wear it. The length, they didn't shrink in the washer and dryer. Like I need it in every color. And the fact that, you know, the Aritzia ones, which the jogger, they have a jogger as well, but like the Aritzia ones are like $80 and a top is 80. I just got those ones on sale last night, $20 a piece, $42 for the top and bottom for the green. Obsessed. I went into Gap. Oh my gosh, the maroon and burgundy is also killing me. I came out with that episode on Friday and then a few of you messaged me and were like, bitch, those are two separate colors. And I was like, well, I'm dumb as fuck. Let me take a poll. 50-50. And then like, I've never had so many responses. Like that was so many responses on that story of girls each way. Like literally being like, burgundy is more purple. Like that's a fact. Like so many girls being like, no, this is maroon, or no, this is burgundy. And then a lot of people that were like, I think, and I'm like, okay, but like this is the problem. When we see red and green, nobody's like, oh, I think that is red. Right? It's like, why does nobody know? And that just reaffirmed, I'm just saying, the fact that I thought they were the same color is because I could speak to 100 people and 50 people will say that color's maroon and 50 will say that it's burgundy. So that's why I thought they were interchangeable, because I would look at a color and think it's maroon and people would say burgundy, right? So I just thought they were the same thing. I just wanted to say that and it was killing me. Oh my gosh. Then I go into Gap. I think I returned. What was that, Brenna? I returned the pink sweat set. I love the color as is, but on me, I just know that I won't gravitate towards it. I returned it. But then they had this section of like, I think it was burgundy. I have no idea. Of like a whole like situation with like the burgundy, like a whole line, like jeans, a top, like, you know, a section of this color. It's like all I could think about all weekend. Anywho, that is Oh, what I'm actually hyperfixating on, I'm finally done with the race plan, you guys. I finished my last run of the running plan yesterday. It was easy, and the race is on Saturday. So obviously I'm going to Minneapolis. When you guys are listening to this, I'll either be on the plane or I'll already be in Minneapolis. My brother is so cute and precious. He sent me an itinerary. He's like, okay, I'll pick you up from the airport. We'll go, because with the races there's always like, you pick up your bib and your packet, they give you like a t-shirt or whatever, and then there's always like a health expo. It's like a place where people can put up tents and like sell shit. I told you guys the story of LaDonna buying the CBD cream. We'll go there. It opens at 11 and he's picking me up at like 10, so we might be early. He's like, we can walk around, and I think it's at the state capitol, because the race starts and ends at St. Paul, the state capital of Minnesota, which is cool. I love their state capitol building. We're going to go down there. We're going to get the bibs. We're going to walk around the expo. And then he's like, we'll run to Walmart on the way home if you need snacks or anything. We're going to Olive Garden that night with Ashley. We'll wake up early. The race is at like 7:15. We'll get there. My brother wants to warm up. I'm like, who wants to warm up before a 6-mile run? I digress. We'll run, and then we're going to go get lunch later. And then we might go to Valley Fair. I'm not sure if I mentioned this. They do Valley Scare. It's a roller coaster place. If we're feeling up to it, I don't know, after we run, but like 6 miles, I think we'll be fine. I'm sure we'll go. And then Sunday, I'm not sure what the plan is. It's kind of go with the flow. And then I leave. My flight is in the evening time, and then I'll come home. It's super quick. I'm so excited. My brother's like the best person ever. He's just so sweet and fresh. And it's his birthday on Saturday. That's not how this started, but kind of. He turns 31. So I'm so excited. I haven't been back to Minneapolis in so freaking long. What else did I want to discuss with you guys? Really quickly, my camera overheated, and while I was waiting for it to just like chill out, I looked all over for my birth certificate and I'm not seeing it. And it's really killing my vibe right now, because I really just want to get all of this shit taken care of. And I'm so annoyed. Like, why didn't I wait to do my passport? I digress. What am I hyperfixating on right now? Oh, basically, because I'm finishing this running plan, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do for workouts after this. I might ask ChatGPT, because I would like to continue running, especially as the cooler months come in. Or maybe I'll just do walks again. I don't know. We'll see. I just don't want to fall off, because like, it's so much harder to get back into running, where if I could just run, maybe I'm thinking roughly like run 2 times a week, lift 3 times a week, and maybe just do yoga like a day or 2, like on the off days. I don't know, but I really want to also do yoga, basically because I'm so inflexible. It's like not even funny, and it's like not okay. That is detrimental to my health. I don't know about my teeth, but my inability to be flexible, my inflexibility, is that what you say, is so bad. But I'm excited. I really am excited also to start lifting again. I haven't like seriously lifted in a long time, but now that we have the gym in our garage, we have a barbell. I can do like hip thrusts. We have kettlebells. We have everything. We're still waiting on the squat rack. I think Carter ended up not buying it yet because it's like $6,000, right? So he's having some hesitations, which usually he doesn't have hesitation spending money, but I digress. And then, okay, books. I just finished literally this morning the last one, At the Wedding by Jason Rebelak, I think it's his last name. It was phenomenal. My only gripe is that there's this ending, like it's split up into 5 parts. It's like the wedding, and then before that it's the arrival, and so like, you know, it's kind of split up. Well, the last part, like a little bit happens, but it kind of just like tied it up, and it was kind of boring. Like the juice of the book happened in the 4th part. I'm like, holy fuck, what is going on, right? It was good overall. I was like in it to win it the whole entire time. It just took me forever to read, because with Carter's new schedule, he'll get home at like 8:30, so I sit downstairs and wait because I need to like feed him, right? And then we go upstairs, and then it's 9, and then I'm already freaking tired. So I just haven't been able to read as much at nighttime. I think what I'm going to start tonight and then read on the plane tomorrow, I got on Libby. It's called The Things We Cannot Say by, I think her name is Kelly Rimmer, something like that. It's basically like a historical fiction, kind of like Kristen Hanna. I think it's set in World War II in Europe somewhere. It has insane reviews. It has like a 4.5. So I'm really excited. I'm not sure if that's the vibe right now, but I've heard good things and I got it. I think I actually got that before I even got the Jason one, but I just like wasn't quite ready for something heavy like that because they tend to be pretty heavy. And then that's it. I think I'll obviously be gone this weekend. What else? That's it. I do have a question. Let me pull it up, or a write in. Unless I got another one in the meantime. Okay. Hey Brenna, love the pod and your videos. Thank you for all you do. I wanted to write in because I've been pretty boy sober for almost 3 years. After my last heartbreak, I just wanted to focus on myself, friends, family, my career, therapy, etc. In the last year or so, I've finally felt kind of ready to move forward and put myself back out there. But every time I got close to making a dating app account, I had an ex come back literally twice in a year, both the first and last man I loved. Weird full circle moment. Now I'm just like stuck in limbo and I don't know how to force myself to get back out there. I have a friend that offered to set me up with a guy she knows, but I'm not very attracted to him and the picture I was shown was like 5 years old. Do I say fuck it and meet this random man? Do I create a dating app profile and try to put myself out there? I don't even know the pictures to use and I'm scared of being perceived. I'm also scared of my exes seeing me on the apps and getting mad or something. I know that's silly, but it's just adding to my anxiety. I'm also scared I'll repeat old patterns and stay with shitty men I'm not compatible with just because I love them. I'm not sure how to get over my fears and just do it. I know I want a husband and family someday, and I'm not getting any younger. I just turned 28. Also, what if I've forgotten how to kiss and do all of the things? LOL. I feel like I'm basically a nun at this point. Okay, sorry this was so long. Feel free to shorten for the pod. Any and all advice, words of encouragement would be very much appreciated, please. I just feel so stuck and nervous right now. Okay, first of all, love you. Wait, I just pulled on my cord. Let me make sure my microphone's still working. Love you so much. She put her name, and I know who this is, and she's one of my faves. Anywho, here's the thing. It's scary. Even if you've been boy sober for 3 years, even if you just got out of a relationship, even if you date, being on the dating apps and dating in today's world is just like scary and nerve-wracking. Let me first start with the boy that your friend's trying to set you up with. If you don't find him attractive, like at all, I wouldn't go. If he could be attractive, but that photo is 5 years old, I feel like if it's a friend recommending it, like that could, that's hard. I don't think I've actually ever gone on a date with somebody a friend set me up with. If you like never see him again, like let's say that you guys just aren't compatible, not that it's the worst date ever, but like you don't vibe and it won't affect your friendship. I say you could do it, or you could just say no thank you and then get on the apps. With the apps, I think you just have to rip off the Band-Aid. Unfortunately, it's never going to get easier. And unless you're like putting yourself in situations in the real world, like, not that I'm saying this, you said it, like you're not getting any younger and like I don't feel that way. Take as much time as you need. But a lot of us feel this way. And like I've done that a million times. It was like after every boyfriend I've ever had, I'm like, oh, like getting back on the apps. You download it, you delete it. You download it, you delete it. It's just like scary. And then you see people that you know. But it's just part of the process and like everybody's just trying to date. And block the exes. Do not give them the time of day, especially the one that has come back and fucking broke your heart. No, like I literally block him. Do not allow that to happen. And if somebody says something, which nobody will, it will be a little bit jarring. Like I remember when I got on the apps right before I met Carter, I saw my ex on there and I'm like, oh, it like gives you a jolt. It was like sad, but it's also like, it is what it like. We're both here. Like we're both obviously trying to date, right? Like it's just part of it. I know that doesn't really like probably reduce your anxiety, but I say you just rip off the Band-Aid, throw up photos. My like go-to with a dating profile, it's like have like a close-up, like a selfie, have like a cutesy little whatever, maybe you and your friends. Any photos will do. It doesn't matter that muchly, Brenna. Oh my God. Do some fun little prompts, and really none of that matters that much. You just got to like get on the dates, which I know is scary, but just be very selective. Like when you're swiping on men, be like, okay, have criteria in your head. Like what kind of job? Not exactly, but like what kind of career? Because you're 28, so you'll probably be looking for late 20s, 30s, year old men, right? Height, filter that out. Obviously looks, and then like you just got to get on the dates. You just got to, and once you start, it gets easier because you're back in it. It's so terrifying because you haven't done it in a long, 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 long time. Right. And maybe it doesn't necessarily get easier, but I think it does. Like it's still, you're going to be nervous meeting a new person, and they're going to be duds, and they're going to be dates that suck, and they're going to be guys that are like, meh. But I think 3 years, if you're not feeling ready and you're not feeling like, you're like, but I also feel like you have the awareness of like not dating a shitty man. Like you sound like, okay, let's not do that. I think you just really pay attention to the effort he puts in, that he's kind, that he's respectful, that it's not like a late night, like Netflix and chill. I feel like once you're in your late 20s, like we're going on dates, right? He's planning a date. He's showing up on time. He's not canceling. Like those are the things you need to look for. And then compatibility, that you get along, but also like you're having the questions, like where do you see yourself? Like blah, 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 religion, politics, like all of the things that you can get on the same page about, children, family, all of the things, but you'll do great. Oh my gosh. Like I know it is really scary, but like at the end of the day, you're going to have to do it. Like you could miraculously meet a man somewhere and you end up falling in love. Like let's say at the grocery store, that could happen, but odds are that's not going to happen. So if not now, then later, if you're literally not feeling up to it, but like, then when? Like it's a process. You got to make the app, you got to swipe. It also is fun though. Like I loved the apps. Like I loved the validation. That's so toxic and not okay. But like the swiping, I'm like, oh, of course you love me. Of course you love me. Duh, you'd be interested. But it's also like your little, I don't know what Roblox is, but I feel like, like Sims. I never played it, but it's like your little characters. It's like, oh, here's John. Oh, you probably will see some of the same men that if you were on the dating apps before that you'll see again. But I think that you should do it, and don't worry about seeing an ex. Like it could happen. It could not happen. Like you're a girl who's single and like you want a family one day, like you need to date. It's not embarrassing. I feel like we still have this weird negative connotation around dating apps, but like everybody uses them. And like, it's not something to be ashamed of. You're just trying to meet new people. Like, especially if you're like me and you're a recluse, like I literally never left my house. Like I wasn't going to meet somebody out. I was never out. Right. Like that was just, it's a tool to meet people, and that's it. Like, I don't know why people look down on dating apps. Like no relationship is better because you met in the wild versus meeting on a dating app. Like literally how you met says nothing about the longevity, the healthiness, like anything about the relationship at all. The only thing that people that meet in the wild have over people that meet on dating apps is they have a cute story. But it's also like, I don't know. You guys know my thoughts on this. Like, I feel it's good to meet a guy on a dating app too. It can be, of course, there are guys that there for the wrong reason. They're going to be duds. There's going to be like gross, like whatever. That is a subgroup of humans and men. But the men that are like Carter, for example, like that are intentional, it's like they're on there to also meet their person. Like the guys that are seriously dating, like they're there just like you because they want to find their wife and like start a family, right? Like there are really good guys. Like even all of the other guys, honestly, that I went on dates with when you guys saw on TikTok, but even prior, like I'm telling you, in 2021, I went on like 100 dates. Majority of them were like good guys. Like we just weren't compatible, or it just like wasn't the right time, or like whatever. But there are a lot of good guys. Like I love to say I hate all men as much as the next girl, but I also know a lot of great guys, and they're out there and you'll find your person. But I say do it. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. As always, happy Friday. Be safe this weekend. Have so much fun. And I will see you on Monday. Okay. Bye, guys.